What was the Civil Rights Act of 1964? Have you ever wondered how the United States moved from the dark days of segregation to a more inclusive society? The Civil Rights Act of 1960 played a key role in that journey. This landmark legislation was passed by the United States Congress to prohibit discrimination based on race, color, religion, sex, and national origin. It was a major milestone in the civil rights movement, which aimed to address the injustices faced by African Americans and other marginalized groups. To understand this act, we need to look back at the American Civil War and the era of Jim Crow laws. The American Civil War, fought from 1861 to 1865, was centered around issues like slavery and states' rights. The war ended with the abolition of slavery, thanks to the 13th Amendment to the United States Constitution. However, the Reconstruction era that followed saw many Southern states implementing Jim Crow laws. These laws enforced racial segregation and stripped African Americans of their rights, effectively reversing many of the gains made during Reconstruction. The Civil Rights Act of 1960 consists of 11 titles, each addressing different forms of discrimination. Title I focused on voting rights, prohibiting unequal application of voter registration requirements. However, it did not eliminate literacy tests or other barriers to voting, which were later addressed by the Voting Rights Act of 1965. Title II outlawed discrimination in public accommodations like hotels, restaurants, and theaters that engaged in interstate commerce. Private clubs were exempt from this title. Title III prohibited state and local governments from denying access to public facilities based on race, color, religion, or national origin. Title IV provided the legal basis for desegregating public schools and colleges, using the equal protection guarantees found in the 14th Amendment. Title VII addressed employment discrimination, prohibiting it based on race, color, religion, sex, and national origin. The impact of the Civil Rights Act of 1960 was profound. It helped dismantle the legal framework of segregation and discrimination that had persisted since the Civil War. By prohibiting discrimination in employment, public accommodations, and education, the act opened doors for African Americans and other marginalized groups to participate more fully in society. From the perspective of the American Civil War, the Civil Rights Act of 1960 can be seen as a continuation of the struggle for equality and justice that began during the Civil War. It marked a significant step toward fulfilling the promise of freedom and equality enshrined in the United States Constitution, especially for those who had been denied these rights for so long. The act not only addressed the injustices of the past but also set the stage for a more equitable future.